Hi, I'm William Louey. Welcome to Reaching Your Peak. In this series, I have invited many people from all walks of life, and I want to get their advice from how to be successful, how they reach their peak. And today I have Marty's son here, who is my ex scholar. I sponsored. What year did I sponsor you?
Year 2000 to 2004.
Yeah, I remember he was my third batch, and yeah, so nice to have Marty here, and he's going to give us some advice on how to get ahead in life.
I'll try to give my best advice based on my own experience of trying to reach my own peak. And the first thing is we have to really define what is someone's peak and what is success. And to me, it really is not to do with how much money you make or what status in society you become. That's too narrow. And to me, for someone to reach their own peak and to be successful is really that for their own, they first of all, they have to have the drive to do good, and then also they have to find that they get to do what they really love to do in life. Whether that's being a teacher, whether that's being in finance, whether that's being a doctor. I think it's very important for you to be good at something. You have to really enjoy exactly the passion to really enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
And people can take years before they reach that destination of what they enjoy doing and what they're good at. And once they identify that, I think it's very important for them to reach their peak at doing that is really having the drive to always try to do better and hard work. There's really nothing in my mind that can replace hard work. You could be very talented, but hard work to me always trumps talent.
Yeah.
And then there's resilience that because no matter what you do, there will always be challenges and obstacles. And it's that how when you face those challenges, how do you cope? How do you not give up? That will make you successful.
What are the key milestones in your journey?
It's really hard to, for me, for my life, it's very hard to generalize kind of key milestones because to me it's like a continuous challenge. Like I mentioned, I grew up in China and from not very privileged background, studying to get to the best universities in the world, and then to also work very hard in finance to get to where I am. I think the key milestones ultimately to me was first of all to get to Cambridge University, which I think in hindsight does open a lot of doors. That's what a good education, a good university gives you, is it does open doors to the best jobs in the world should you want to pursue them. And take you seriously because they think you work hard to get to where you are. So that was one milestone. The other milestone I think was for the first kind of half of my career, through my hard work, I did become quite senior quite early. So I was one of the youngest managing directors in Goldman Sachs. So that that was a big milestone for me to be able to achieve that. Yeah.
So your breakthrough moment was Cambridge, or would you say that?
Yes, I think that was, it opens doors to some jobs that might, as a starting point. The other thing I think is very important is for you to meet the smartest and the brightest people in the world that you can compete with. That's what a good university offers you, because you do have the best of the best in that place that you're competing with, that you're learning from. And that to me was a very important to learn from them and to compete with them. That's what a good university gives you.
So hard work, I think, is very important. I think everyone mentioned about hard work. You know, everybody I interview mentioned about hard work. I think that's the key. And
Absolutely.
I want you to name three qualities. Obviously, one of them is hard work. Three key qualities that you can get ahead in life. So one of them is hard work. And what are the other two?
I think drive and passion, like you mentioned, is very important because that's what.
How do you develop the drive?
That's a very. I've been thinking, because I have 3 children myself, and my kids are now becoming teenagers, and I see lots of their friends. That's one thing I still honestly quite hard to figure out. Is like some kids have the drive, some don't, some
Yeah.
people do. I think it's a mixture of their background, their upbringing, their experience, and maybe some genetics. I'm still trying to. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what makes some people have more drive than the other. I don't think it's a clear answer. It's to do with a mixture of different things.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is to do with I can't say it's luck, but how the path in your life, what you get into. It's like when I started my scholarship, I only wanted to help a handful of kids, and because I enjoyed it so much, I found my passion. So I've been doing it for 30 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think drive is something that
You have to enjoy it and you love it.
and it's by chance that you found something that you really like.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I also tell people is like, don't just do a job or do something because it makes more money, because it looks good. Do really something you enjoy, you love.
Yeah.
When you really do that, then hard work will follow, because it's no longer work.
Exactly.
It's much easier. It's no longer a
So
struggle.
passion leads to hard work, and hard work doesn't feel like work. So you just continue to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every year, I look forward to interviewing scholars. It's like I really look forward, because it's not just it's not like going to help people. It's not just that. They actually teach me a lot of things. Like I keep in touch with what's happening in the world, in the academic area of in China, in UK, in America. All these young people. They're changing, evolving. So they're calling Generation Z, Generation Alpha generation, all these generations. There are challenges, but everybody. And then there are a lot of disruptions in life, right? And people have to get around and work at it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think finding the passion it took me a few years as well to get to know what I really want to do, because I actually studied science, chemistry. Like since I was very young, I wanted to be a scientist for whatever reason. And then that's what I did for 4 years in Cambridge.
Yeah.
And it's through that journey, studying and doing a master's, that I realized that science wasn't quite right for myself, because of the pace. I was much more somebody that wanted to have more high pressured kind of a job, more
challenge.
Yeah, more high speed.
Yeah,
Whereas science, you can take years and years, and you don't necessarily see the results straight away. So that's why I got into trading and finance. It was so high pressure, so active all the time, so much variables that really excited me, and that was what I'm passionate about. So you absolutely agree. One of the challenge in life is to find what you really love to do, and different people will arrive at that destination at different times. You can have people changing careers after 10, 20 years, and then they become happy again because they finally get to do what they love.
Yeah. And you came from the time in China where people, they were very hungry and they want to, they want to get out of their hardship.
Yeah.
And, so I think people have that mentality to work hard and, to be hungry and, to be successful.
Yeah.
I think that's a good time. That was about 20 odd years ago when I found you.
Absolutely, exactly. That's exactly how, even when I look at my own kids, I don't think I can put the same pressure or expectations on them, because it is different.
Yeah.
They are more privileged than I was when I was young. So I don't expect them to have the same drive, although I expect them to do well and work hard. But like you said, one of the challenge is for me growing up was I went to 4 boarding schools since I was 3 years old. So my upbringing was very unique.
That's very normal in China, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because parents work very hard, and children go to boarding school at a very, very young
Yes,
age.
yes. My
Yeah.
parents was in the army, so they really didn't have the time. I was put in the army nursery since I was 3. So the challenge for me throughout my life is to be independent.
Yeah.
Like since I was very young, I had to deal with being independent, but thanks to the different people that have looked after me throughout my life, whether such as yourself, helping
You
me
went
to.
through a lucky path.
Yes,
right?
yes. And the challenge is to be resilient when you're
Yeah.
faced with challenges, because I had to deal a lot of it myself because my parents wasn't around. But kind of finding the right mentor and right people to help me, I got through them. Yeah.
I remember the day I interviewed you. We didn't do a face-to-face interview.
Yes.
It was a telephone interview, and I was on High Street Kensington. So I had to find a quiet
Not
place.
typical.
I walked into Boots, and then we were interviewing. I was interviewing you when I was, in Boots, walking around, and I was so impressed by you. So, let's talk about resilience. Resilience is, does it relate to drive? I mean, when you want something really bad, you want to, you want to overcome that.
Yeah. Drive
What is your biggest resilience?
I think drive is definitely the basic requirement. If you don't have the passion and drive, you're not going to be resilient. You'll give up very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to resilience, my job is actually very, very, I have a lot of experience with it because in the world of investing, ultimately it becomes a mind resilience game because you are dealing with millions and millions of dollars every day, up and downs. And it's always about mentally, how do you control your emotions so that you make the best judgment even when you're losing money, to make the best logical judgment of what to do with your investment. That requires a lot of mental resilience and able to overcome your emotions. So I think the key resilience really is, like you said, having a drive, not giving up. And the one advice I give to people is I think different people handle bad times in different ways. They're all valid. A religious person might be praying, that might help them get through the hard times, becomes resilient.
True.
It could be somebody that get advice from a therapist. It could be somebody who get advice from friends and family. But I actually developed kind of my own way of handling kind of really tough times. One of the things I do is, which I tell my children also to do, is I think very logically. When I think what's the worst situation that can happen, no matter what the situation is, what's the worst possible outcome? And I mentally prepare myself already that I will be okay in that worst outcome. And then I kind of overcome that challenge because I already mentally prepared what's the worst case. So anything that can happen is just going to be upside surprise.
Yeah.
So that helps me really kind of be resilient when I am suffering a challenge, because I know I can handle the worst case. Then I don't over worry about it, because a lot of people, what happens is when they are faced with big challenges, they worry, and then they work themselves into a big stress, and then that's what they end up giving up, or
They make the wrong decision.
yeah, exactly. Whereas
And
for
then they
me,
give up.
I try to prepare myself for the worst case ready. Once I know I can handle that, then I let it go. I don't worry about it.